Check it. Check it. Nomad Diaries Part 2. Ha! You guys thought I was gonna rap or something? No. Different time, different place for that. Just wanted to do a little blog on my one-day trip to Philly. I went to Philly for one day on Saturday. Today's Monday. I went to Philly one day on Saturday. I was only there for like maybe 4 hours because it's fairly close to DC. 2 hours-ish. So, I mean, anytime I get the opportunity to go up there, I definitely want to go up there. Philly's a really dope city. Of course, I had some cheesesteaks. I went to this place called Tony Luke's, which is alright. It wasn't the best. It definitely wasn't the best, but it was alright. I mean, I did all this research, and, you know, I typically, when I'm in Philly, like, I get a cheesesteak within the proximity of being close to downtown. So I really wanted to get out of the city and try a Philly cheesesteak. So went to Tony Luke's. It was good. It was like, I mean, you're not going to find a better cheesesteak in any other state or city, but it wasn't number one. But luckily, I was up there with my mom, and she bought back like 5 cheesesteaks, and they're in the freezer. So if I want a Philly cheesesteak, I just go over there and get a cheesesteak from the freezer. Won't be the same, but once again, it'll still be better than the cheesesteak that they're making anywhere else in America. So that was of course, the cheesesteaks. You can't go to Philly and not get a cheesesteak. So I got my cheesesteak. It was good. But other than that, I was only in Philly for 4 hours, and I walked around for a little bit. Started off by the Italian market. The Italian market's really cool. I mean, it's like an outdoor market. You can get a bunch of fresh produce and, you know, really just anything that, you would find at a market. So the Italian market's really cool. It's really cool to see that in the city. Kind of reminds me of the public market in Seattle a little bit. It's a little bit different though. Not as much seafood. Obviously in Seattle there's a lot of seafood. So the Italian market was cool. Other than that, I mean, I was just walking around, and within the first 2 blocks of me walking, I encountered this guy spinning records in front of a cafe, which to me is really dope. Like, when you go to a city, and the first thing, like, for hip hop head like me, like, the first thing you encounter is somebody spinning records. Like, you already get that feeling, like, wow, this is a dope place. Like, he was spinning some hip hop records, some dubstep records. I guess it was like some grand opening for some cafe or something. I don't really know, but I did sit there and talk to him for a minute, you know, like, while he's spinning records. But he gave me a good insight on the scene in Philly and the hip hop scene, and I was really pleased with what he told me. And, you know, there's a lot going on there, which is pretty dope. Hopefully next time I get up there, I can get some live hip hop shows in there, because I know Philly's got a dope scene. Like, I'm a big Roots and Jill Scott fan, so Philly, obviously. But yeah, I mean, so I talked to this DJ for a little bit. I was kind of pressed with time, so I really want to check out as much as possible. There was this bar that, for my previous trip up there, I saw. It was called the Graffiti Bar. So I wanted to check that out. It looked pretty cool. It's like you walk through this gangway to the back, and there's a bunch of graffiti on the walls, and some pieces on both sides. It's a really narrow walkway, and then you get to the back, and it's just like big wall, like dope murals on the back of this wall, and then you have this outdoor seating kinda, and it's just a really dope bar in Philly. So if you're in Philly, I would check out the Graffiti Bar. It's pretty sick. I stayed at the Graffiti Bar. I had like 2 beers there, but I didn't want to stay too long because, like I said, once again, I was pressed for time in Philly, so I wanted to go check out some more graph walls and just, walk the city and, kind of be amongst the people. So I finished my beers. I downed my beers. Like, I was kind of feeling a little buzz at this point because I chugged 2 beers in 20 minutes. So I chugged my beers and I left and I went for a walk, and I was in the South Philly area, and I encountered these 2 graph writers, and I knew they were graph writers. You kind of can just spot a graph writer, but it made it obvious when I saw these cats like taking pictures and talking about roll-ups and stuff like that. So I rolled up on them, and I was like, yo, you guys graph writers? And they're like, yeah, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, works. I saw you guys taking a picture of these flicks over here, and just wanted to just kind of check you guys out and see what the scene is about here. So I was talking to him about that piece that was taken, and I was like, is this yours? And the guy looked at me, one of the guys looked at me, and he kind of laughed, and he said, no, it's not ours. He's like, we're actually going to come back here either tonight or tomorrow and roll over this and do some things over it. I laughed, and I was like, oh, you got it, cool, whatever, I understand, this is a prime marquee spot, and somebody took it, and it's obviously some whack art up there, so do your thing. And so they put me onto a bunch of spots in Philly that I should check out. the Cecil B walls. I already went my previous trip to Philly. I went over off Cecil B in front and checked out some walls over there. Some really dope walls over there. So that was good. I mean, Philly's a dope city. Other than that, I mean, I just strolled the city. I was just kind of talking to a couple people. I mean, I met the Graph Friars, I met that DJ. So overall, it was a good trip to Philly. For 4 hours I was there. Got a cheesesteak. And that's about it. I do plan to go up to Philly some more and spend some time up there. It's a really dope city. So if you're ever on the East Coast and if you love hip-hop, definitely go to Philly. If you love food, then, I mean, Philly's also a dope place. And the Italian market's really dope. There's a lot of dope things going on in Philly. So if you're ever in Philly, check it out. And yeah, that's about it. Big shots to the Fleaski, always, first and foremost. Got the red on red. You know, you got to keep it sharp, got to keep it matching. And that's it. Hope you guys have a good week. It's Monday, so shucks. It sucks for most people, I bet. I just woke up on the other hand, so I'm going to enjoy this day. But two to the sky.